Hello everybody. Hello everybody, welcome back to Jordan Golf TV, where we are talking about all things golf. And in today's episode, we're going to be going through some of the best fashion brands in golf in 2025. In today's video, I want to go through some brands that you guys are probably familiar with or somewhat familiar with, but I also have another video in the pipelines talking about the best fashion brands in golf that you haven't heard about yet. So if you guys are interested in all things golf and fashion related, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and drop me a follow over on IG. Now, the list that I have compiled today is somewhat heterodoxical in the sense that I'm not going to be calling out all of the brands that you are overly familiar with. Brands like Ralph Lauren, or Hugo Boss, or Titleist, Callaway, or FootJoy. Like, that stuff is par for the course. Pardon the pun. I want to go through some brands that are making some waves, disrupting the status quo, bringing to life some exciting new looks that are resonating with a new type of golfer that is coming into the game or back into the game or getting excited about the game because of fashion. So let's start off with a bit of an obvious one, Malbon. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have come to learn who Malbon is through Jason Day, who has created, I want to say, like a little bit of an uproar in recent years with some of the outfit choices that he has chosen to sport, all donning, of course, the Malbon logos. I'm thinking his recent fits during the practice round at the US Open. I'm thinking Pebble Beach in the sweatsuits. I'm thinking being told to change his top at the Masters. We're talking big logos, baggier fits, interesting textures, and just generally speaking, a slightly different look to the classic tour look 98% of players are sporting. The brand has a whole heap of different lines. There's like a Malbon performance line, which has generally more like quiet aesthetics, slightly more fitted, traditional sporty looks. They have collections that lean a little bit more into the streetwear aesthetic, a little bit baggier with some different types of fabrics and textures and color palettes. And they also have an entire collaborative arm where they are teaming up with people like Futura or Jasper Parnevik or Adidas on the regular, or even Jimmy Choo in order to cater to that more high-end luxury designer market. So Malbon have kind of got like a full multi-pronged approach to hitting all different corners of the golf market. As a result, they produce a lot of stuff, and there is an argument out there at the moment that they're slightly overdoing it, because every other week it seems they've got another collection dropping, another collaboration dropping, and it's that sheer volume of stuff that's coming out that is sort of overserving the demand, where you're currently seeing a lot of Malbon stuff go into their archive sales at the end of the season, which for a brand isn't ideal. Now, I personally like some Malbon stuff, some stuff I'm not that into. I do find aspects of the brand maybe a little bit pretentious and a little bit cringe, but at least in the case of the recent Futura collaboration, being a sneakerhead and being a big fan of Futura, I decided to pick up a couple of pieces from that particular collab. But it can't be denied that at the moment, Malbon is one of the brands that is cool to be seen wearing on the course. Right, next up we have Manors, which I think is a really cool golf clothing brand that is definitely on the ascent. And I'm not just saying that because we've done a little bit of work in the past and they've sent me some stuff. No, I think these guys are really wicked. So these guys I would describe as having like a pretty traditional, somewhat discerning look about them, steeped in tradition, but also informed by performance on the course. So they've definitely gone down this route of performance and technical wear, and they've stayed true to the traditional golf aesthetic, but they also lean into a particular type of streetwear look that has been really popular over the past few years, namely Gorpcore, which is, if you don't know, a trend that's based on technical fabrics as well as being able to basically beat the elements. Obviously a style that's a little bit more pertinent in the autumn as well as the winter months, but they have a summer collection that recently just dropped, which is inspired by Scotland. So they have the tartan type pattern here, which is looking really classy. A lot of other items that they have become famous for over the past few years have been things like their recycled greenskeepers trousers, as well as the greenskeepers shorts, which offer up a slightly more baggy or wide-legged look, but not at all detracting from any type of performance. So I feel like their look is like bang on point. It's bang on trend. It's not overly fitted, but it's not super baggy to the point where it looks like you could be breakdancing as much as playing golf. And much like Malbon, they also have the collaboration thing going on at the moment as well, having recently teamed up with Reebok with a really tasteful collab. This included sneakers that weren't even like golf sneakers necessarily, as well as resurrecting archive or retro models from the past like the Reebok Pump. And when it comes to their social media presence, these guys are smashing it up at the moment, working with influencers and ditching the traditional marketing over social media and influencer campaigning. So I think these guys are pretty much on the up. I think their pricing is really good. It's on point. I think the future is very exciting for Manors. Right, so the next brand that I want to talk about is Students. StudentsGolf.com. These guys are based out of the USA, and I haven't yet picked up any items from Students, but I am seeing so many people out there gas this brand up. I'm seeing a lot of activity on their social media, and I'm really enjoying some of the looks that these guys are producing. So if we run through some of the items from the recently released summer 2025 collection, you can see what I'm talking about. So we've got things like this button-up shirt here, which says many play golf but don't know golf. I think this is a really cool print with a really cool message and is like a really dope look. They've also got these jersey polo shirts, which have a really throwback, nostalgic, almost 90s feel to them, which I think is really cool. Like a lot of these brands, they're not just doing like golf specific clothing as well. There's also stuff to rock off the course, whether it's like sweaters or hoodies. They've got a whole bunch of really cool prints. A little bit like Malbon and Manors, the traditional cuts that they're dealing with aren't quite so fitted. But a good example of that might be something like these parachute pants, which for the longest time have been associated with the streetwear trend, but now moving into the golf trend. Definitely a little bit more of a streetwear vibe to the student stuff, but given the pricing, I feel is pretty reasonable. You're looking at like 92 bucks for a polo shirt, which is right around 80, 85 pounds. So kind of in line with Manors type pricing. This is definitely one of the brands that is cool to be rocking in 2025 on the course. Rightio, next up we have Metalwood Studios. This is another cool brand that is once again leaning into this hybridized version of golf technical fashion and traditional streetwear fashion, all whilst having like an archival rooting in the mid to late 90s nostalgia. These guys are again bringing us a slightly less fitted look with more patterns and more textures, camos, logos, some very cool stuff. If you guys are in the UK and you're looking for some Metalwood stuff, they are carrying this stuff in places like End Clothing, as well as Good Hood. In fact, at the moment, because it's the end of season sales, you can find some of their stuff knocking around reduced, which is really cool if you're up for some of these looks. So some examples of stuff that these guys are selling, you've got things like the textured caddy shorts here. Again, nice, comfortable fits, just above the knee, which is very much the in thing at the moment. Long sleeve shirts that look a little bit like mid to late 90s football jerseys. The latest collection involves a lot of stripy stuff. You can see this Maxfly polo has sold out. I mean, this looks like it's straight out of the mid 90s, Shingo Katayama style. I can't say I've got any Metalwood stuff currently in the collection right now, but yeah, I'm looking to change that. You guys might have seen they recently teamed up with Oakley on a pretty cool shades collaboration that I think may or may not be dropping. I saw that stuff out there for Paris Fashion Week. But yeah, these guys are definitely on a lot of people's radars when it comes to golf fashion at the moment. And if you're not on, let me put you on. So I feel like Manors and Students and Metalwood are kind of like medium price. Like you can definitely find some stuff out there for a lot cheaper, and you know, if you wait around for the sales, you can definitely get the stuff reduced. And if you go for just the normal generic brands like the Nikes or the Adidas or whatever, then you can find plenty of stuff a lot cheaper. But if you were in the market for something a little bit more high end and you didn't want to go down the Malbon route, well, APC Golf is hot right now. Now, APC offer up a very high quality, almost like semi-designer, if not luxurious feel about the products that they have. We're talking very nicely tailored trousers that are, bro, 275 pounds, a little bit more straight cut, so slightly more like on the traditional side as opposed to the baggy side that we've been seeing in recent times. Really high quality looking cardigans, as you can see here, with soft stretchable material, straight cut, V-neck. I mean, 275 quid for a cardigan, and most sizes, apart from the very small sizes, are sold out. Shows you that people are looking for this type of stuff at the minute. And then when it comes to the polos, look, I mean, just your classic jean or Gian polo, 185 quids, breathable material, straight cut, but that APC logo right now, man, it's hot. These guys have also, similar to some of these other brands, gone down the accessories route as well, offering up golf bags and golf gloves and golf accessories like tees. Bro, they are smashing it in the golf space right now, and a lot of that has come off the back of Paris Fashion Week. So if you've got a little bit more money in the bank and you want to be seen in one of the hot brands out there to be seen in terms of like the APC logo, bro, they're there. And there we go. Those are some of the big brands at the moment that aren't part of the orthodoxy, that are slightly against the grain, albeit these guys have still got lots of traction in their own spaces for sure. I feel like golf fashion at the moment is super exciting. A lot of people out there are looking to wear the sort of if you know type brands. Some of the brands that aren't in every single pro shop you go to or down the mall. Sometimes it's cool to be seen in something that just not everybody else is wearing. We're seeing a big emphasis right now on textures and fabrics and patterns and stripes and cuts. It's not just about wearing the same old fitted outfits that everybody else is wearing, but what color combo have you got going on? It's very much about what's comfortable, what performs well, and what speaks to you on a personal level from each of these individual brands, which in the case of some of these smaller brands have got a lot more intimate storytelling and relatability about them compared to some of these big corporate giants that are devoid of much in the way of storytelling and relatability. And so I feel like that's what a lot of people like myself are gravitating towards. It's social media. How are these people conveying their brand image through their storytelling? How are they looking to improve your game or help you feel good on the course by offering up performance benefits through cuts and tailoring and textures and fabrics? How are these guys helping you to express yourself effectively on course? And do these guys also offer up the type of versatility in their fashion where you can take the stuff that you're wearing on the golf course and wear it comfortably off the golf course? That's what I'm seeing a lot of in golf fashion right now, this duality in golf wardrobes where you can take the stuff that you're rocking for 18 and go straight out to dinner with it, or go out for a coffee in it, or look to wear it on a non-golfing day. That's what I'm seeing a lot of out there in the fashion world right now. So let me know your thoughts on the video if you enjoyed it. I do have another video in a similar vein coming very soon, talking about some of the hottest golfing fashion brands that you haven't even heard of yet, or you may not have heard of yet, and I can't wait to bring you that very soon. So I'd appreciate it if you guys give the video a like before you bounce. Go and follow me over on IG, and I will see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.